please.
You're not going to hit me, are you, Tyjuan?
Yep. Hey guys, welcome back. Okay, so we're jumping in. Why do I say, as far as my husband, what did I feel as far as him being the one? Right off the bat, my dad who raised me, like he said in the Tuesday video, that his grandmother used to go to my church. She was a missionary at my church. So his family kind of knew my family. But for some odd reason, we didn't know each other. But I remember my dad, once we did start talking, and he came around to see the baby, my dad, whom raised me, kept saying, "That's a good young man." And at the time, I was like, yeah, whatever. He don't really... My dad, now, mind you, he didn't like people. Well, I can't say he didn't like people. He didn't like certain young men for me, okay? And which y'all understand. Now that I have kids or we have kids, you kind of be like, oh, no, you don't want to date that person. He a clown or she don't seem right. So my dad was just being protective. But it was something about Tyjuan. And my dad kept saying, that's a good young man. And also my godfather. My godfather, spoke highly of him. And so I kept that in the back of my mind. Now, even though we went through our challenges, like I said, stuff that should have broke us up early on in the beginning. But sometimes, like my husband said on Tuesday, who that person is in that moment is not who they're destined to be. Everybody comes into a relationship with baggage. Everybody, and maybe two people came together and they had a perfect life. But a lot of people in society, number one, you're raised different. And number two, a lot of us from childhood into adulthood, we have seen some things. It has scarred us in some areas. So it created our character for that age or that moment. It's not until you grow beyond that character that you might develop into becoming somebody better. So in that moment when it was time for me to look at him and say, you know what, he is the one. I couldn't look at all his mistakes that he made, because guess what, I made mistakes too. But I had to look at him, who he was. He was loving. He was a father. And as we know, society paints this picture that a black man can't be a good dad. A black man, they make babies and leave them. A black man, the reason why they don't have it together is because they didn't have a daddy figure in the house. Well, that's a stereotype. But that wasn't the case for my husband. That what my daddy saw. My dad saw beyond where he was at in that moment. And he saw what he was going to become. And my dad said, that's a good young man. Pretty much in the back of my mind is, don't look at what you see him as today, but look at what he gonna do. He go to work every day. He come home. You know where he is. Okay? And so when it came down time to count up the cost on, are you the one? I took all that into consideration. He loved his mom. A man who loved his mama, when he do make room for you, honey, he gonna love you too. He got to make room for you. Some of them, they do make room, but sometimes they might have to just make a little bit more room for you. But guess what? If he love his mama, he gonna love you too. Think about that. If you know where he is every night, he come home. You ain't got to worry in the back of your mind, I wonder if he's sleeping with Sister Tree Trunk around the corner. Or that flip-flop girl down the street, if he's really going to work when he say he is his paycheck going to match the hours that he say he was at work? If I got to calculate the mileage on your car, okay, I know it take 8 miles for you to get to work, 8 miles for you to get home. You get off of work at 5 o'clock, and by 5:05, you not at the house, and I got to worry about where you went. Honey, I don't got time for that. If you gotta do all that, honey, he probably ain't the one.
Life is too short for that. All that, chasing people down and trying to be a private investigator. Life is way too short for that.
You know, I got time.
It's like if you can't trust that other person, or if you won't trust that other person, there is a difference. Mm-hmm. Can't trust is, they've burned you too many times. Won't trust means you just, because of past hurt or whatever that was going on, you just got it in your mind that you won't trust anybody else ever again. If you can't or won't trust that person, you might as well be by yourself. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You can't sit there, and that's something else too. Not to get too far off subject, but that's something else too. You can't let past relationships determine, you can't let past relationships make you lose something that might be good.
Sometimes you just got to grow together. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you got to grow up together. Because like I said, everybody you might come in with some flaws. Maybe I don't like the person who snore, but after a while you realize you snore too. Sometimes you just got to grow together. But when it comes down time to picking or not and really the man is supposed to be doing the picking. Women, no offense, I know somebody gonna get in the comments. I already know. Y'all gonna get in the comments and talk about some well, I'm on a dating app. Honey, you don't need no dating app. Do it the natural way. Sit down and have a conversation. Okay? You ain't supposed to be out there. A lot of times you find, I ain't saying all the time, but a lot of times you find that when you go picking the mate, you find out he might be crazy. He done fell off the loony bin and be like, where did you come from? I don't know why, honey. He off the chain. Well, you picked him. And then you realize there's somebody out there right now, okay? It seems like every person they get is crazy. Why? You picked them. Honey, sis, you picked them, okay? You did that. Stop finding somebody and find yourself. I told my little sister, I told my friend, your heart should be so far in God that they have to go through God to get to you. That's the type of mate you need. You know what? I'm willing to put all of me aside, because if he wants to be with you, he want to make you the one. He gonna jump through the hurdles. He gonna jump through the hoops. He gonna do what he got to do to say I do. And sis, you are too. Okay? You ain't in the clear. You got to be a wife. You can't say I want a husband, but then you selfish. You can't say, well, I ain't gonna fix that man plate. He can fix it himself. Honey, how you think you gonna get you how you think he's supposed to find you? Huh? I tell people sometimes you just gotta operate in faith. You want a husband. Okay, look, when it's time for you to fix dinner, you might be single now, but when it's time for you to fix dinner, sit 2 plates down there. You know what? This one for my husband. You don't see the man, but he there. But how you know he the one? When he treats you like a queen. When he put everything aside and put you on a pedestal. When he sacrificed whom he is for you. When he let all else go. And how do I know? Because that's what my husband done for me. My husband wanted to be an actor. But guess what? I wanted a hair business. And guess what he did? Sacrifice his dream so I can open Braids of Glory.
But we gotta remember. Somebody had told me this one time. A gentleman that I do call a friend, that I used to work with. He's one of my drivers at my job, and he said that I asked him as far as advice, as far as should you let your kids date? Or my exact question to him was, did you let your kids date? Because his kids are in their 20s now. Mine are teenagers. And he said, dating is for marriage. And I kind of looked at him and I said, dating is for marriage. Of course, yeah, I understood what he said, but I was like, what he said made perfect sense. I mean, you shouldn't be out there dating unless you're trying to get married. And if you can't, if you have strong desires, as in the sexual nature, then the Bible does say that it's better to marry than to burn.
That's what it say.
So it's like, if you got strong desires, then you probably do need to go ahead and get married. But,
don't just marry anybody.
Don't just marry anybody just because you sexually attracted to them. But that's another thing. You need to figure out if they're the one, but also, contrary to what we do in the world, as far as we do the opposite of what the Bible says a lot of times. What we were taught, in the world, it says, like the old song by the Miracles, Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, shop around. My mama told me to shop around. And a lot of people live by that, males and females. It's like, you know what, before I settle down, I'm gonna shop around and see what's out there. We're really not supposed to be doing it like that. Now, maybe if you courting someone, if you're dating someone, that's one thing, but you're not supposed to have the physical part in there. Maybe talking to somebody, when we call it talking, like, yeah, me and such and such is talking or whatever. Then it's like, okay, y'all talking. Make sure that's all you're doing. Mm-hmm. You don't want to be out here, having premarital sex and everything, because like I say, that may come back later on, in God's eyes. But like I said, you're actually courting. And like my wife said the other night, you're actually you're a husband before you're a husband. Some things you're going to learn along the way, but for the most part, the foundation should be there. You should be a husband before you're actually a husband, and a wife should be a wife before she actually gets proposed to. You should show the foundation, the characteristics, while you're courting each other, while you're dating. You should show those characteristics first. And then, as you progress along and actually get married and everything, then that's when you're going to learn more. That's a guarantee. That's a guarantee, because really, older women or older men or veteran, partners in marriage, they can tell you a little bit about marriage, but a lot of it, they can tell you the basics, but a lot of it you got to figure out between you and your partner.
It's on the job training.
Yes. Just like being a parent, there's really no book. There's no book or no instruction book or manual to tell you how to do it. It's just a lot of it. People can give you advice, but a lot of it, because you're dealing with different people than what the person that gave you the advice is dealing with. Everybody has their own personality. Even when you're looking at that partner to get married, we can give you advice, but you and your significant other right now, y'all are two different people than what we are. So that means different personalities, different feelings, different thought process. You got to figure out your partner. So.
And while he was talking about old songs, there's this one that every time I hear it, it just cracks me up. First, I look at the purse. Okay, first off, don't be trying to count my coins. Okay, y'all have to tell these men, don't be trying to count my coins, sir. Okay, while you know, I got. Oh, let me make sure she got a good job. You know, because some men be out there, they be plotting. Okay, they be scheming. Okay,
he's talking about. I don't remember all the lyrics. I don't
remember, but
he was talking about in the song, talking about the woman could be, she could be fat, she could be ugly, and all this stuff that you wouldn't want in a partner. But he was like, he don't care. First, he look at the purse. If that woman got a nice purse, she got a big purse and got a lot of money in it.
Cha-ching, that's what he said. Cha-ching, cha-ching.
That was a male gold digger.
Okay,
back in the 60s.
They out there.
Back in the 60s. Oh, they're around now too. Mm-hmm. There are them dudes that still, you know, while their wife is working or the wife got the good job, they sitting at home playing the PlayStation or the Xbox all day.
They mingling.
And they mingling and cheating on their woman. So I mean, there's still guy gold diggers out there.
He ain't the one, hon. If he all about, if you gotta pay for him, matter of fact, if you gotta buy him, he ain't chances are you better look, your bank account start dwindling when he come around. Chances are, hon, he ain't the one. Okay, cause you shouldn't be doing all the spending. How you gonna build a house together and only one party is doing all the work?
Yeah.
Y'all supposed to lay the foundation together.
It's either gonna take a long time or it's not gonna get done.
Somebody gonna get burnt out. And chances are it's the one who's giving 100%. They always say, oh, you're supposed to give 50-50. No. If I give 100 and you give 100, we got it.
Well, I know exactly what they mean by that, because that's like, you know, and you'll hear this a lot from me because I'm a music lover, but Teddy P's song, When Somebody Loves You Back. And he said he's not talking about 60-40, not a 20-30, not a 20-80 or 70-30. Talking about a 50-50 love, because you got to equal 100%. So that's what people mean by that, you know, because we don't go by the, you know, by 200%. We go 100%. So, you know, 100% is a lot of times in our society right now that's a whole. So that's what they mean by 50-50.
No, I got it. But I'm just saying, I don't want
giving the same amount of effort.
Yeah, but sometimes you can give this, honey, what if you only give 50 and I give 50, but we still two people that's supposed to be one. If we trying to make it work, we both need to give 100.
Yeah, but
I get it though.
Yeah, but to create one, you need half and half.
Yeah, I get it. That's what I said. I understand. I understand, but I still feel like you should give 100% effort.
Yeah, and your 100% will equal that half that you need, that your side, that half.
I got that.
Okay. Just for anybody else out there that didn't.
First off, I got it, sir.
Didn't.
I understand, but what I'm saying is, yes, I understand 50-50. It does equal 100. But as an individual, you should still give 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Individually.
Yeah.
You don't want to become half-stepping. Okay? You don't give 50%, because that's half. Depending upon how you look at it. Because, see, some people right now looking at the glass as half empty. Some of us is looking at it as half full. It's all how you look at a thing. Okay? Thank you, Mr. What?
But, yeah.
Or did you just roll your eyes, sir?
But we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. We're not going to keep rambling on.
What? He's trying to.
We're not going to keep rambling on
tonight
about the same thing over and over again. Like I said.
And you rambled for a good 37 minutes.
We're going to go ahead and keep this short and sweet, or shorter.
You see how he cut me? You see how he cut me off, y'all?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No. I don't even want to talk. I don't.
That was the point. Okay, so sometimes that's something else you learn once you know that that's the one, and y'all be together for such a long time. You can use their own attitude against them. So
Attitude
or whatever you want to call it. I'm tired right now, so I'm kind of, my vocabulary is a little shadowy right now. But like I said, just
shadowy. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use that tomorrow.
We're gonna go ahead and let you guys go. And like I said, hopefully you got something from it, from part 1 and part 2 tonight. You have any closing words? Let's do like how people do at funerals, 2 minutes or less, please.
Really? Wow. Wow, honey. Y'all would know if they the ones, okay?
I bet your volume just went up a lot on y'all's phones right now. You probably had to take your earplug out. But never mind. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You trying it. I'm
sorry.
Don't let this camera get you in trouble. Cause when the camera go off, he gonna be in trouble, y'all. Okay? If y'all don't see him on Tuesday, you know what happened. He didn't make it. He didn't make the cut. He wasn't the one. I come to find out that he wasn't the one.
You gotta watch the signs, y'all. Sometimes you got physical threats.
I'll see y'all on Tuesday.
This is my proof right here.
Brother
so
Rice,
if I turn up
missing, we really don't
if I turn
know.
up missing, you know what I mean.
Pray for him, okay? When y'all say y'all prayers tonight, Brother Rice, say a special one for him. And pray that the Lord touch my heart too. That my petty spirit will stay dormant, okay? I love you guys.
You're hurting me. Please stop. Please stop.
Y'all, we'll see you here Tuesday at 8 p.m. Thank you for tuning in on A Side of Rice. We love you guys.
God bless you.
Bye. Cut it off, please.
You're not going to hit me, are you, Tanya?
Yup, I am.
Tanya Rice.
Don't be trying to say my full government.